It's Friday sews. Actually, it's more knitting week. Hello. Deb here from Sewing Seams with Deb, and welcome to my channel and thanks for joining me. Today's episode of Friday Sews, not a lot of sewing. So it's more been knitting and hand stitching. I've been a bit absent for a little while. There's reasons. I may get to that. So just want to talk about what I'm wearing. Now this is what I call my shirt dress. And the reason it's a shirt dress is because it's made out of shirts. Men's shirts. I think I might have shown you this before. Have I? So it's just got an A-line skirt on it. And wherever I could get enough fabric from 4 different shirts, I've kept the button placket, but they're not actually workable. That's just sewn down. Changed the buttons and changed the thread colour. The bodice is from a pattern, which I'll show you in a minute, that I've used quite a few times, although it's still not exactly how I like it. It's a bit, you know, you don't know. It doesn't fit exactly how I would prefer, but it was just an experiment in the first place. And the 2 patterns, this one, So Easy 7290, that's a gorgeous dress. I've made this dress a few times, a long time ago. And so that skirt I've used with this top. So this is a Birder 2933, and the bodice part of this is this bodice, and the skirt part of this is a self-drafted skirt. And then of course this is the other side of the button placket, so it's got the buttonholes on it, and it just needed something because it was a little bit, you know, empty here. So that's my shirt dress, and when it's 40 degrees Celsius today, the 3rd day of a heat wave, and we're going to get 6 days, I needed something cool. So that's what I'm wearing. So what have I been making? Well, as I said, I haven't been in the sewing room. So I've hit a, I think I said this before, a hiatus, and I've cut something out, and honestly I cut it out that many weeks ago, can't even remember what it is. But what I have been doing is finally finishing my jumper. Now this has been a project and a half, and I've been working on it for quite some months. It's the Rosary Jumper from Janelle at Rosary Apparel. And I had a few issues with the pattern, so I've handwritten some solutions in there for next time. And honestly, I've mentioned it before, I've frogged and ripped back a couple of times on the front, and I've also done a lot more ripping back. But here's the end result. It's a pretty lace shell type of pattern, and I'll put the images up here. Now the sleeves, I extended the suggested length, and so and also when I knit the sleeves the first time, it was all wrong, and it didn't fit into the armhole of the body. So I ripped it back and then added an extra inch on the sleeve length, and you can see in the video that it's the perfect sleeve length. It's actually beautiful and soft and comfortable. which I'll talk about the yarn in a minute. And I'm going to get a lot of wear out of it. Now it's quite long. I extended the length of the body deliberately because I've got a couple of other jumpers that I've knitted, the purple one and another one, that sit just below the waistband on the jeans, and sometimes it's a bit short. So I've made this a bit longer with the view that when I'm wearing it with a skirt, I will hook it up like we used to in the old days. When something was too long, you would fold over the band and just blouse over the fabric of the jumper. Mum used to do that when we were little. So I can remember we did that forever with our jumpers. So, and I gather that was because they were knitted too long deliberately so they'd fit longer. So that's my jumper. Now the neckband is another issue. I've done that twice. The yarn has knitted up absolutely beautifully. I've still got an issue with the top of the band, which I need to think about how to fix that. But it's meant to be folded back and then stitched down. When I did that, I could not even get it over this head. And I don't even have a big head, apparently. I've got a 22-inch, on my hat, a 22-inch head. So it's not really big, but I might try to do that again with very, very loose slip stitch. I thought it was already a loose slip stitch, but I quite like the look of it a bit higher. So I will bond with it and wear it a little bit, and then might trial it folded down. So I'm very happy with it. It's a little bit out of season. And the yarn I used is a magnificent luxury, it's called Bendigo, it's Bendigo Woolen Mills, and it's luxury yarn, and it's Amazon green. So it's shade 371. So I have talked about this before. I'm a big fan of Bendigo Woolen Mills, and especially this luxury yarn. So much so that I've got more there to make the next project. This is all I've got left. So my grandson ended up with a sleeveless vest, which I don't think he's even had it on his back yet, but hopefully. And this out of 4 of their balls. So I got a lot out of it. So that was fantastic. So that was out of 800 grams. Hold on. I need to check my facts here. Maybe I had 5, but I will put that detail in the description box. So very happy with that jumper, and I haven't blocked it yet. I will be blocking it. And what else? Oh, the bottom band is beautiful. According to the pattern, I didn't change it. It's just knit 1, purl 1. It's just the band is just 1 and 1. I did do a German cast on, I think it's called. So it's not extra tight, but I need to figure out a couple of other things about my cast ons. And the casting off I did extremely loose. I didn't, at times I have changed back to a bigger needle size to do the cast off around the neck. Now, that's not that section of the neckband that is too tight when I sewed it down. I think it was the sewing down part. Anyway, I'm thinking about that. Anyway, so that's how good. So I'm waiting for a cold snap. I've got to wait till about June, or maybe May. That's a long way away. But anyway, that's going to be fun and amazing. So, Bendigo wool. I'm continuing on to, because I've had to do some resting and recovering. So a lot of sitting in my lounge couch and not even anywhere near my sewing room. So I've been doing some more handkerchiefs. I've got 2 that are finished, which I want to show you, and I hope it's not a spoiler alert for the gift receivers from me. So this is one. It's got a pink edging, and I've been practicing some different stitches. They're not very good, but I think it looks fun. So that's worked out very pretty. That's a nice hanky. So that's one that's finished and ready. So Christmas gift giving I'm working on now. This one has just got plain white around the edges, and it's got a couple of little flowers and a letter on it, the letter L. Some people who are my subscribers might be able to guess who that's for. And so that one is pretty as well. That one's actually square. It doesn't say much about my cutting skills when the end result doesn't work out square. So I'll have to fold it and press it like that. And this one is square, so I got it into a triangle. So those ones are finished, and I'm also working on the next one. Hold on, one moment please, I'll just find it. Where did it go? Hold on. It's in my lap. It's here. So I'm working on the next one, which is only going to be for me. Now, I don't know if any of you do this, but I'm one of those people. I invented this idea many years ago where I get myself a gift, or in this case, make myself a gift, which I often do these days, at Christmas, wrap it up, put a little message on it. To Deb, Happy Christmas, love from Deb. So this is going to be my Christmas gift, and it's got the letter D on it. You wouldn't have guessed it. And I'm just casting on, well, it's not really called casting on. I'm just going around the edge to get started with the crocheting. This is the hard part of the starting of the edging, because what I do is a little bit of overlocking around the edge first of all, because I don't like all the fraying. So that's just a little rolled hem. I don't know if you can see that very well. And plus my machine was playing up, so it's not that good, but it's enough to stop the fraying. And so then I have to pierce a hole in it, and then just make a chain or do a crochet. So that has started, and I just do a little bit at a time. So I've got that project. Oh, and by the way, I went to the Spotlight sale. Who else went? There was a special sale for the members where if you spent $120, you got $40 off. Well, I had to buy a few extra things to get my $120. I did buy a new iron and a couple of other things. But I got a new crochet hook as well, especially for these hankies when I do that piercing into the start of the edging. So it's, I was using another one. I think I showed you a really, really fine one. This is not quite as fine, but it's easier to hang on to, and the piercing is so much easier. So that's well worth topping up my spend. So that I have been doing. And next, oh yeah, I've also been, again, preparing Christmas gifts. I like to, this is a tea towel. How nice is it? Beautiful indigenous print. I love it. I think it should go on the wall. But I'm going to give it as a gift to someone I have in mind. So I like to put a crocheted edge around it. So again, I'm doing, oh, this is, I think it's called blanket stitch. This is really hard to do, and you've got to do it with a sewing needle. And you've got to pierce a hole in and then just do the blanket stitch. So once I've done all the way around, so I've done about half, a bit more than half. Once I've done all the way around, Then I'll swap to a size 4 crochet hook, although I've got a very little one here ready. No, it won't be this one. It'll be a size 4, and which is, it's like a 4mm knitting needle. It's about that size. And then I will crochet around the edge. So I'll keep you updated, or hopefully I might have that done by next week. These tea towel projects, once I get the edge done, that'll be done in one evening's TV viewing. What have I been knitting? Well, I've got a work in progress. What else have I been knitting, I should say? The work in progress is the Bendigo wool, and the colour, which I'll put on screen. So I'm just doing a vanilla sock, and so I've done the heel turn, flap and gusset. Sorry, what's it called? The heel turn. I've done the cuff and the leg, and I've made them a bit longer. I think I've made it, yeah, 6 inches. No, longer than that. Looks like 8 inches long. And then I've done the heel flap, and then the heel turn. And now I've got a decrease to get back to my original number of stitches. I'm doing it on the magic loop. This part here, I knit with this little needle, especially for socks. I thought, oh, how's this going to go? My hands won't cope with this, but it's actually surprising. So I happen to have the right size of this I picked up from that swap meet that I went to. And so I'm experimenting with that. So once I've decreased back to the correct number, which I'm on 60, I've got 60 stitches, 60, and 2.5 needles and millimeters, and so, and that's that yarn from Bendigo. And so then once I get back, sorry, finish my sentence. When I get back to the part of the sock that sits on top of the foot, I will swap back to this little sock needle. So that's working out really well. And then I'll crack on and get on with the second one as a Christmas gift. Who are they for? I can't say, but it's for the Christmas preparing gifts. Who else is doing that? I'd love to hear from you. If you could put in the comments if you're making Christmas gifts, or have you not even started, or you've just been thinking about it. I'd love to hear from you about that, and let me know what you're doing. Are you doing sewing? What else might you be thinking about in regards to the Christmas gifts? What am I going to put on my needles next? Well, I have some red luxury Bendigo woolen red, which I bought last year as well, earlier this year. And I would love to make a red cardigan for the winter and the change of season. So I do have this pattern from Bendigo. So I'm considering this one. I am undecided. I've also got other options here, but no other cardigans. So I need to, I will be looking on Ravelry to see other cardigans that I might like to use that wool for. So that red cardigan I want to make. I've also got some Andrea Mallory patterns here, which that's probably more the next project after that. So the other thing that I really like to make is these. It's like a face cloth, and this is a Bendigo pattern, obviously Bendigo woolen mills with their cotton yarn. It's a knitting pattern. I've done it before, and these turn out beautiful and soft, and so they're great as a flannel or a face wash, and a great gift to make. So I'll make a couple of those as well. They won't take long. So I've got a bit in the works, most of it knitting and most of it crocheting, knitting and hand stitching. And when it comes to sewing, well, once I can get this room cooled down a little bit, I will get cracking with that too. I do have some plans, as I mentioned last time when we met. I want to make a couple more cool dresses for the summer. So I'm still looking at different fabrics in relation to patterns that I already have. And also I wanted to say it's Black Friday sales, and Australia's gotten on board with this whole idea of Black Friday in the last few years. So I am also looking at those possibilities and the vouchers that I have from Frocktails, although a lot of those go right through to next year. So I am still contemplating my options. So undecided, still in that frozen place. Happy Thanksgiving to those people that celebrate Thanksgiving, and all the very best to you all for your holiday. I hope you have a lovely rest and a great celebration with family and a big feast. And I'd love to hear from you, and if you would let me know how that all goes and what your plans are. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching. I'm going to say farewell now. So I hope you get a bit of sewing in over the weekend. I hope you're not suffering from the heat or the cold or the snow or the weather. I'm a bit jealous of you people where the cold weather's coming in, because I always feel way more inspired to do sewing when it's colder. However, you got to work with what you got, right? So enjoy your weekend and happy sewing. Stay well. And I shall catch up with you next time. Bye. Bye for now. Bye.